Hey guys, thank you for tuning in once more with me, your favorite host, Miss T. All right, so normally you guys already know we kick it off with our normal intro, but today it's a little bit special because I am here to just remind you guys to make sure for all my Apple users, go rate this show 5 stars. You guys are tuning in every single week. Do us both a favor, show some love. I mean, y'all see how this world is right now. What more can we do for each other than to show love? You guys know I come on here, I deliver you guys a show every single week from the bottom of my soul with a full raw talk purpose. And in return, all I ask is that you guys give me 5 stars with a dope ass fuck review. This is how the show continues to be successful. The listenership is real. With that, I also want to share with you guys before we start this show that I have a pretty dope surprise for you guys. That's right. Go to the show notes or also go to my website, which you can find the link on my social media platforms. And we now have a code for you guys to try out. Click that link for your Audible Premium Plus free trial. That's right. You guys can click that link and log into it. Well, basically, you're going to set up your Audible Premium Plus free trial, right? It is a free trial for 30 days. And what you get from this is 1 credit for an Audible book. For some of y'all who are Amazon Prime members, you get 2 credits and you're able to listen to an audiobook of your choice. This is a 30-day free trial, which means you technically have 30 days to listen to your audiobook of your choice. And here's the kicker. You are also able to tune into podcasts now on Amazon. That's right. So you can listen to the show on there too. So go to my show notes or to my website. Again, you can find that in the show notes as well or my social media platforms. And click the link to set up your Audible Premium Plus free trial courtesy of Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. Now, let's get this show started. Welcome to Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. I am your host, Miss T. On this weekly show, you will tune in to discussions of different topics about today's society, culture, and adulthood. Of course, there's always juicy conversation with a little bit of love and plenty of sex. And let's not forget the stories of all relationships and the mess with relationships. Join me every week along with my friends and guests to get your dose and keep it raw on everything and anything. And remember, no topic is off limits. All right, so I'm going to keep drinking my coffee.
Mm-hmm. Is that really coffee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what? I could have spiked it with like coquito or something, but I've been drinking a lot. Okay. Welcome back, guys, to another week and another episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. I am your host, Miss T. And on this week's episode, I have a pretty dope friend of mine, colleague, and creative in the space. Very vocal, but more so vocal with her words. I have the very known Brooklyn-based blogger, Sweetmiiint.Tea.
Hi,
Welcome.
everybody. Thanks, Miss D, for inviting me on the show.
Yeah.
Before we get started, though, I just want to say, and I don't want to get emotional, but that is really surreal to be here right now. I remember when this was just an idea that you brought to me, and to see all the hard work and effort and time that you've put in to make this a successful show is really inspiring. So I'm excited to see what's in store for you in this new year.
Ooh. She came with a word. And then she wants me to drink. She wanted me to spike up my fucking coffee.
She spiked the coffee.
I did
I'm
not.
telling you guys.
Well, I thank you for gracing this platform because you already know how I feel about you, about your creativeness. I always say tea with a word. Tea got a word. And that's why she's on the show today, because she has a word for us.
I am here.
So you are, of course, I'm going to shout it out. Brooklyn based. Shout out to Brooklyn. Okay. You have a blog in My Element.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So just to clear up, she is Sweetmiiint.Tea in social media.
Correct.
And her website but there you will find her blog.
Yes.
Which I do follow, which so should you guys.
Yes, so should you.
Yes.
It's lit.
Yeah, it is. Very. You want to go. I'm going to make sure I put, you guys already know, I put it in the show notes. You guys are going to want to go follow her because her creativity is very lit and bold. I have no other way to say this. It inspires me. You like it, right?
I like that.
I'm looking up at the sky. Like there's like a sky full of clouds. It's not. It's just my ceiling. But I'm looking up because it's exactly how I feel when first of all, we are colleagues, so we are around each other, yes. Right? But we are able to share a lot of just different experiences we've had in the past, and through just her creative space and mine, I can actually say that a lot of what you do right and pour your heart out with resonates with me plenty. So
I'm really happy to hear that. Yes. When I first started writing, I just felt like it was just for me really to get all of my thoughts out on the table. But then I saw that people were actually relating to it and they started to feel the same way. So that makes me feel good.
Yes, you should. You should be very proud of yourself. And I finally got her on the show. All right, guys. So you already know I never bring you guys a raw talk episode without anyone who is going to keep it all the way raw. But before we do, we always start off the show with an icebreaker. So
I'm scared.
Don't be. I'm lying. You probably should. I mean, a lot of my guys feel like, damn, Dee, like, really? You went this route? Yeah, I did. Why not? I've never done this before. Okay. So this icebreaker is going to be in the essence of what would you do?
Okay.
And the question is survive or not. So I'm going to give you 4 scenarios. And then I want to know, what would you do in these scenarios? Okay. A quick disclaimer, guys. I did not just come up with these scenarios in my head. I am not a demented person to do so. I found these online, okay? Just like these random scenario questions. Okay, so the first one. Are you ready?
Yes.
I mean, I figured we survived 2020. Yeah. What else would we try to survive?
We could do anything now.
Right. And it's the first episode of the new year of 2021. So I just think that we should discuss survival skills.
Okay, I'm here for it. Let's go.
All right, number 1. You are being chased by a serial killer.
Oh, wow.
Only 2 streets to run to. On your left and your right in order to escape. On the left, the street is on fire and flames are just going on.
Okay.
On the right, there's a very steep hill. Which one do you choose?
I'm doing the hill.
You doing the hill?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the hill.
You know why? She got long legs. That's why.
There we go. I'm gonna get down there quick.
I'm done.
Quick pass. And there's just a certain technique to getting down a hill, you know?
Okay.
I think I could do that better than flames.
Yeah, better than burns. You know, I feel like you can't control exactly where you're probably putting your hands and your legs. I have to agree with you. Them flames just be going. Like, you have no control over that shit.
At all.
I have to agree with her. I do. Absolutely. For the record, I probably still would have chosen the flames, especially if they would have been high because I'm short. So I would have been like, you know, the army crawl?
Oh, okay.
Like
drop down and roll?
Yeah.
What is it? Stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and roll. But I'm a little plumpy, so I don't know if I would have rolled. I still probably would have like crawled like army vet or some shit. I don't know. All right. Number 2. Your boat is sinking. You can swim to the shore and risk getting eaten by a shark. Or you can swim to this bigger boat that isn't sinking. However, there is a shitload of stingrays surrounding it. They are poisonous.
Oh my God. I'm going to swim to the shore.
You're going to swim to the shore?
Yeah. Okay. I'll take my risk with the sharks.
With the shark? I mean, because there's you could get eaten, but there's no guarantee.
By the shark?
Yeah.
But I heard that sharks are really not that bad of animals. Seriously.
What fucking shark do you know is not that bad? Like, do you just hang out with sharks?
Like, you just, you leave them alone. I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm trying to get one way. He's trying to do his own thing. Hopefully it's not eat me. And I'm going to make it.
I like your optimism.
Yes, I'm going to make it.
She's very optimistic. I'm telling you, I'll go follow her blog. She's so optimistic. She's about to go write some shit about sharks. Watch.
You're going to go with the stingrays?
No.
Oh, okay.
I probably first of all, I might as well first of all, I know how to swim.
Okay. Me too.
But the thing is this, how do I say this? If it's like a 13-foot fucking shark with one fucking bite, my 4'11" ass is gonna get eaten alive, right? So unless like he just wants to stick to like my meaty thighs, and then I do have a some form of like hope here to make it to the shore. Stingrays though, They would probably, yeah, you know what? They would probably lead me to the shark because stingrays is what killed our guy. What's the nature guy?
Yes,
They're
the
fucking,
Australian
the
man.
Australian. Oh my God, I forgot his name.
Me too, but him.
I am ashamed of myself. Ooh, but like they fucking killed him.
Mhm.
It fucking killed
They're
him.
dangerous.
They're poisonous as shit.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe the shark would go another route.
Yeah.
Or if like he just wants my leg. There's enough meat
But how
on
are you
that.
gonna swim?
Like with my arms too. And like one leg, no? I mean, let's not. No, first of all, there's a lot of people with just one leg who do a lot of things
You're
in
right.
life.
I'm sorry for being
No,
insensitive.
no. Remember the girl that there was a movie about her. I forgot the name, but that the shark bit her arm and she got right back to surfing. It was Bethany Hamilton. What is the name of the movie? Soul Surfer.
Okay, I did hear about that movie.
Yes, and she got back on the surfboard. You know
see?
what, guys? This was not a survival question. I just should have known. We're gonna go with the shark.
Here we go.
We're going with the fucking shark. Okay. So the next scenario. You're walking in a forest and you find a black suitcase.
Okay.
Inside of it holds $1 million and a piece of paper stained in blood with a single word in quotations.
What is it?
Don't. Would you take the suitcase home or leave it?
I'm taking it. I'm taking it.
Fuck that. I'm gonna do this.
Whoever
shit.
wrote that letter gonna have to come get me.
Fly kite. Fly fucking kite with your stain note. Fly kite.
I'm gonna leave the stain note there and take the suitcase home.
But don't touch it, because what if he could like detect
right.
your
No,
fingerprints?
You're right.
Right.
Thank
You
you
gotta
for that.
make sure
Thank
you
you
have
for
gloves
that.
with you. Yes. Okay. So here goes the fourth one. Okay. You're once again in a dark forest, all alone, and you know that someone is following you.
Okay.
If you turn around, you will get $1 million, but have a 50% chance of getting murdered. So would you take that chance?
If I turn around?
Right. You will get the $1 million, but you still have a 50% chance of getting murdered.
And if I keep going, I don't get nothing.
You don't get nothing.
Am I getting murdered?
No. But there's only 50% chance. I mean, if you're going to swim to the
high,
shore
though.
and risk a fucking shark biting you.
This one is different.
This was different? She knows the percentage. That's why.
Yes. I think I'm going to keep going.
Wow, really?
Keep going. I think I would be scared to turn around and get murdered.
All right, you're right. Shit, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Wait, well, how much money was it?
$1 million. The same $1 million. Just a different scenario.
Yeah.
Survivor now.
I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna keep going.
She's gonna keep going.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
The shark is
That's
different.
my final answer. Yes, the shark. I just feel like I could finesse. I could get around the shark.
She's gonna charm the shark. That's what she's gonna do. She's gonna charm the shark with her assets, with something.
I'm gonna do the dolphin. No. Do they like dolphins?
I think they bite. I think they kill dolphins.
No dolphin.
No dolphins. Wait, I think they're afraid of the dolphin cries or something like that.
How does the dolphin cry?
I don't know. We might need to practice that.
Have to Google that.
We are going to practice this shit and probably post a video of it. That sounds like a bird. It sounds like a fucking pigeon. Is that a pigeon? That's a New York City pigeon. She's from Brooklyn, y'all. I'm from the Bronx. I know a pigeon when I hear one. That sounds like a pigeon.
Right, that kind of was pigeon-like.
No, they're more like a
That sounded what?
Right?
A pigeon or a dolphin?
Like a pigeon.
Yeah.
Now dolphins be like
deep,
like a little clack. Ma'am, what kind of dolphins you been around?
No,
That is
it's
not a dolphin. Oh, it's a pigeon.
Yes. Dolphins probably have a high screechy.
Yeah, like
noise.
that. Yeah, seen Flipper like that. Whatever.
Something like that.
No, I'm not doing no dolphins. No. If it wants, it could take one of my thighs. It'll be entertained for quite some time. All right, see, what I said. It was gonna be a quick one, but I've never done something like this. I wanted to open up the show with just like a survival question type of mode, right?
I liked it.
I feel like we just survived 2020.
Right.
It's been real.
A hell of a year.
A hell of a year. We've done a pretty good damn fucking job trying to survive it. And we did it. We're here, 2021.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were aware that in my last episode, one of the things I did say was, what are going to be one of the resolutions we have for this year? So I shared one of them. Do you have any resolutions that you probably committed to, at least one that you would like to share?
So I haven't, I tried to stay away from the whole resolution thing this year. Because I just want to start making a whole lifestyle change. So regardless if it's on the 1st of this year, the 3rd, the 30th, I just want to make sure that I'm pushing myself forward in the right direction, doing what makes me happy, comfortable, and confident.
Ooh, I like
All
that.
year.
I like that. Yes. Ooh, do you know what that means? That means she's gonna start writing about the shit.
You're inspiring me.
Just for the record, and I'll share this on my overdose segment as to why I'm really feeling what you just said. Not yet, but I'm here for anyone who I still don't think resolutions are overrated. I still think they are a thing, and I still think it helps when you see them as a real goal and not just as a resolution, right?
Definitely.
Because I feel like there are short-term goals and long-term goals. But when it comes to short-term goals, I remember someone once called them short-term fixes.
Okay.
And so you can always switch those up. You can always
Definitely.
change up what you're going to fix at this moment, right? But when you think about long-term goals, there's something you're more committed to and more invested to.
Yeah.
So when I think about a resolution, yes, I will say what's a quick resolution that I want to focus on as an overall perspective, right? But I understand your momentum with the lifestyle, because that lifestyle is going to last you possibly forever.
Exactly.
So that's a whole different ball game. So
Yeah.
I like that you're even putting that as a resolution too, if we're going to give it a name here, although I totally respect that you're not going to. Because I think that if 2020 taught us anything, it's definitely, damn, how am I going to change my fucking life? Because 2020 just nearly changed my life for me.
I'm sure.
But
It changed a lot of people's life.
how am I going to take my control back? How am I going to take this shit back from 2020? Like, I know 2020 is gone, but did it take my life? No, it did not.
Yep.
I'm going to claim it back.
Yep.
So what the fuck am I going to do with it?
All year, I kept saying, like, I was just so upset because I feel like the year was wasted. And I kept saying it, like, that my year is wasted. I didn't get to do this. I didn't get to do that. But you're right. Like, take that power back.
Hell
regardless
yeah.
of what's going on in the world, you have control of your decisions and what you put forward. So I love that.
Yeah, I like it too. I like her idea. A whole new lifestyle. I like that. I'm gonna compile all my resolutions because I have like a whole list of them.
That's nice. I made vision boards with my friends the other day. Yeah. So I get the whole resolution thing still, because I feel like there's power in also writing things down. That's something that I wasn't doing before this year, and just like writing my goals down and having something to look at every day, or something to look back on when I achieve that goal. So it really just like, it reminds me of the place I was then and the place I am now, which helps me move forward. So.
Amazing. Amazing. So I've definitely been doing the writing.
That's good.
I've been doing it.
Yeah.
I am the culprit. We are colleagues who's been wasting Post-its. I'm not gonna lie.
I was wondering. Let me tell Zenobia.
I know. I hope she don't hear this, because that's the nucleus of our life. But I hope she doesn't hear this. I totally am the culprit who's been just taking Post-its for the fuck of it.
No, you have to.
But I have been writing a lot of like anything that adds to what my goals are, anything that adds to my resolutions. I do feel that in taking our power back from what this year has been, whatever that looks like to each person. A lot of that impacts just who we are, how we're evolving, our strength, our resilience. And I think that should not ever go unnoticed. And so even for yourself, right? So I don't want to forget, like, how the fuck did I get here from? It's, oh my God, it's Sunday. What happened to me last Monday? Oh, this is what it was. Oh, I'm done with this Post-it. I did it. I took care of it. You know what I mean?
There's satisfaction in that.
Hell yeah. All right. I like this. See? So we're going to go right into the first segment, which is called As Raw as It Gets. And for anyone who is a first-time listener, welcome to the show. This segment, I usually tend to tackle anything that's been, on the news, not necessarily current events, but news shit, controversies, culture shit, social media, sex, love, relationships, and relationships. A quick disclaimer: no topics are ever off limits, of course, not from the host to the guest, but also from the guest to the host. So my guests have an opportunity to just kick shit back to me at any point in given time. And there's a reason why I have you here on the show. There is something I wanted to talk about with you that I've been wanting to talk about for quite some time, but I could not think of anyone who would be more appropriate other than you. And I approached you with this from the very beginning.
Yes.
So you knew this already. It's just, timing is always of the essence, and
of course,
it's sometimes perfect at a later time. So I'm going to call this As Raw as It Gets conversation, Ody Ody.
Ody 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 Ody.
There's a reason. No, I do not know how to do the steps. I'm lying. I think I'm getting there.
You can learn.
I think I'm getting there.
Yeah.
You know what? And you know, my thighs is mad big. My titties is all big and shit. They be getting in my way sometimes. I think I got it. I might. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because it's something that's definitely impacted me directly in more ways than one. And we happen to know from previous experiences that it's something that you've definitely been exposed to.
Absolutely.
So I want to open up with, we've heard and seen people shame women for the size of their bodies and curves or even lack thereof, and how and when they choose to show them. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because I do feel that we are still, while this whole body shaming thing has been a topic, I'm going to call it a thing. I'm going to call it a thing. It's a thing. It's still a topic of conversation in a lot of different forums, platforms. I still don't know if people understand this concept. And I still don't know if people understand when is there a hard limit to, and when you should stop. You know, there are people who think, oh, it's just a joke. Oh, you know, it's just, no, it's a little deeper than that. But I want to have a very open conversation about this.
Okay.
I want to know, and I'm going to dive right into this straightforward, right? And, you know, you can let my listeners know, you know, why is this even so relevant to some of your creativity and some of your work that you do. And I'll be very, very candid as to why it's relevant to me as well.
Okay.
My first question is with the body shaming. So for one, let's just identify what body shaming is. The body shaming is definitely, it addresses the concept of when society, people in general, whether you're a popular person, a famous person or not, when people will shame you for the way you look, for the way you dress, in how you look. So like, oh, you know, you're not supposed to wear that because you're too big for that outfit, or you're not supposed to wear that because it doesn't flatter you because you're too skinny for that. Like what, like, you know, I've seen people, I've known people who are very, very thin who have been told that they have no business wearing a certain pair of jeans because they don't have enough ass for it.
So that's a really interesting about this concept of body shaming, I feel like, in today's society, because, okay, so one, body shaming is not okay at all, but I feel like in the past, there was kind of one body type that was shamed. Today, it's like you get shamed if you're a big girl, you get shamed if you're skinny, you get shamed if you're an average size girl. You're going to get shamed if you don't fit the ideal perfect body type. Like, that's just what it is. And I feel like a lot of those, the perfect body type is so unattainable. The standards are set so high. And like most of the women that I know, including myself, don't look like these women that they put up on a pedestal. Absolutely. And that's not to say that they're not beautiful. I think they're beautiful. I hope they think they're beautiful. But society is telling all of us that we're not good enough.
Right.
And it's really crazy.
Right. I completely agree with you. I want to be very transparent about something before I dive into just the questions for discussion. I do believe, let me make this very clear. I do believe in the saying there's a time and a place for everything. What does that mean? That means that the way my titties are shown on my artwork is not exactly how I would go to a 1-year-old's birthday party.
I get that.
Yeah, I haven't seen my artwork. My titties are all the way out in a sheer top, right? Like, I feel like there is a time and a place for everything. But let me be also very transparent about something. The times I have been shamed about my body has been when I've worn a turtleneck,
right,
fully covered my titties. That's actually when I've been body shamed. I find it that in the times we're in today, where social media is so huge, right? We were totally virtual living for almost this entire 2020 year. But never mind the virtual living or 2020. There's been plenty of public figures, females, who will post up and who will show their skin and who will show their bodies, right? And some of them have amazing, beautiful bodies. And even when they do, we've seen some atrocious comments under their posts, under their pictures. You know, you're too old to be dressing like that. You're too young. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, where's your mom? You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Somebody always has something to say.
There's always something, right? The problem that I really do have to this day, though, is the actual shaming of everyone's body at this point. And let me put another disclaimer in this. I've seen it happen to men. I've seen men, and this is no shade to anyone. I've just seen there being commentary about a man being a teddy bear versus a man, oh, his arms are not big enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
His
Like
abs.
where's his abs?
Yeah.
You know, but if he's a teddy bear, if he look like he could protect you, it's okay if he doesn't have abs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not okay if he doesn't have abs if he's too skinny.
The whole shit is just stupid.
It's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with. So I want to for the record put that shit out there that it happens with men too.
It does.
Okay. And for the record, I've had my share of a very diversified and variety of body shapes and men too. I just want to put that shit for the record. I accept them all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to tell
We
y'all
all
why,
should.
but I accept them all. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. In the essence of there being a time and a place for things, in the essence of, you know, is there ever a right time or a right moment to post up any of these things? I want to have a very transparent discussion on what your opinion is when it comes to tasteful nudity.
Okay.
And the reason why I put the word tasteful nudity is because a woman's body is a pure temple.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the concept of tasteful nudity, what is your opinion when it comes to that?
I'm here for it.
And there's a reason why I'm asking. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know, I'm sure you know why, but I know you're here for it. What do you classify to be tasteful nudity?
So, okay, because I'm sure we've all seen this. Like, a girl will put up their ass on Instagram and the caption's like, "Ooh, look at my new watch." Like, nobody's looking at your watch, girl. Okay. So, obviously I'm not talking about things like that, but I think when you put time and effort behind the photo, something really beautiful can come out of it. When you think about the lighting, you think about the positioning, just like the overall tone and vibe of the photo, it is like art. It really is art. I don't think of it as just a nude. Like, it's completely different for me. And I feel like you should feel empowered. Our bodies are beautiful.
Yeah.
Like you said, they're a temple. They're designed to do amazing things, and they should be embraced. They should be praised. They should be honored. Like, I'm here for it all. Post your nudes, ladies.
I'm here for
Tastefully.
it too.
Tasteful nudes.
Right. Because you know what it is? And it's not about the whole concept of, oh, a man is going to respect you if you respect yourself. No, fuck that. Because your body is yours. You're going to do what you want to do with your body. What I like to see, though, is its beauty.
Yeah.
That's what I really love to see.
Yeah.
There is something about a woman's natural beauty. And I don't just mean without makeup.
Yeah.
I mean, even seeing stretch marks on a thigh, even just seeing like a set of beautiful, just natural hands covering a breast, because it's just a close-up intimate moment that I see in a picture. You know, there's something about, and I don't know why, but I'm big on eyes and lips. Like, if I could see your face so up close, ooh, you letting me in.
It does
and there's
something
just
to
something
you.
so natural about that.
Yep.
And I feel that when it comes to tasteful nudity, because let's face it, whether I'm completely naked or not, if I'm giving you a full blown up frontal selfie of my eyes and my lips, you might still be getting one of my most tasteful nudes, if I'm gonna be honest. You won't have to see me fully naked to know that.
No, seriously.
But that might be my most tasteful nude. For me, I feel that even if you are, and I'm not going to be judgmental about it, but I do want to give them recognition for this. Even when it comes to a porn star, you know, she gets discredited if she has a tasteful nude artistic picture. Yeah, she gets discredited for the art behind it. Yes, because she's simply a porn star.
Yeah, they reduce her.
They reduce her, right? Same thing if it's someone who has been a stripper. You know, for me, I just see it as there is a such thing as tasteful nudity, and it doesn't have to become a thing of body shaming. It does. It can be something of an art. It can be something of a statement. Definitely. It could be a message behind it. We've been seeing on social media. I said this before. Different artists coming forth, putting their bodies out there. And I give a lot of validation for one, the strength that comes behind that and having to do that, because it's a vulnerable state.
Yes, a lot of courage.
Right. But I also want to see the true message behind it. I'm very big on what your messaging is
Yeah,
when
the
you
intent.
are the intent, right? I want to be clear on that, and I want to see that. And I think that's what falls under the definition of a tasteful nude.
Definitely.
For me.
I get that.
Because to your point, I really don't give a flying fuck about your very expensive watch just because it's landing on your ass cheek.
Exactly.
For that, then just fuck the watch and just show me
Post
your
the
ass
ass.
cheeks.
Yeah,
That's it. That's
like-
all. I mean, if that's what we're really gonna do, then let's do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not here for the, a lot of people are focused, and I'm in the what is this, media? It's a creative space. Everybody's around for the clickbait.
Yep.
And everybody's around for the clout. And I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. But at the same token, I just feel like, I think that that's where it comes to, what is your purpose and what is your intent?
Yes. Like on Lizzo, you follow Lizzo?
Yes, of course.
I love what she's been doing, and just like posting her body up and the videos, and it's all about health and wellness and self-love and confidence. Like, you can see that her intent is to show people that she's comfortable in her skin and that you should be comfortable in your skin too. So like, that's something that I would replicate. And like, so I do dibble and dabble sometimes in little photo shoots. My boyfriend loves to take photos of me, so he's actually really been a driving force behind my confidence that I've gained this year. And we've, played around with little shoots, and, I put them out there, and the feedback I've gotten so far has been positive, again, because I think people that know me, they know my intent. Like, I'm not on Instagram here trying to get attention and stuff like that. Like, I genuinely am getting comfortable with my body, and I want people to feel that way too. It's an amazing feeling.
I have to agree with you. So for one, let me be very honest when it comes to Lizzo. With Lizzo, I have to say, I've seen throughout the years someone who has been insecure. I have seen that. And I think for the first time, ever since the video montage she put out of her full body, completely natural, I saw a natural state. And after she got all this fucking heat about even remotely detoxing, right?
Yeah, that was stupid.
I have to admit, in seeing her in her most very vulnerable, natural state, I saw a sense of no longer insecure. I saw someone who was speaking her truth this time.
Definitely.
I don't think by no means whatsoever that her putting herself out there, and I think I spoke about this before in my Shiro episode with my girl Shay, another podcaster from another shop podcast. I realized where the insecurity was coming from when it comes to her, and it is because she's damned if she does and she's damned if she doesn't. That's what really, it was sickening to see the comments that were left on her page.
I didn't see all the comments, but I could imagine.
There was some.
I could imagine.
It was not nice. It wasn't nice. And don't get me wrong, I love her with her makeup done, and I love her with her outfits, and I love what she does as far as, listen, she wants twerk. I don't get, like, do your thing. For me though, it was just really seeing, it was that one photo she put up with her braids and she was at her balcony.
Yes.
That's the one.
I reposted that one.
When I saw that, I saw someone who was really saying, nah, fuck all of y'all.
Right.
I saw someone,
right,
who really said, I'm tired of this bullshit. Like, I've been holding back. I've been holding on to so much shit, hiding behind it, hiding it. Like, she's been really trying to put a message out there, but I never really felt it from her until that moment. And that's when I said to myself, I'm like, this is Lizzo saying, no, this is my truth. Whether I am 10 pounds heavier and not detox, or I am detox and 5 pounds lighter. This is still me. This is still my truth. Like, she's tired of having to live up to everyone else. And I really saw that from her in that post.
I'm sure it's exhausting.
And I do feel like mentally wise, and I gotta give her kudos to this, she's continuously opened up even more about like her journey with, like, how this affects her mental, just like people saying fucked up shit. I want to be honest about something, because I fuck so hard with her music, because I do love her music. I cannot wait to see how she has tapped into her inner self and what the next music is going to come to be. I'm going to be honest about that, because I'm here for that. Like, I really fucked with her music since day one. Also, fun fact, I totally played the flute many years ago.
Really?
Yes, when I was in school, that was
Can
like
you
my
twerk and play the flute at the
I
same
mean,
time?
I might try. I might go get a flute and try it. But so when I saw her playing the flute, I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I remember when I would play the flute in band class. I totally did.
She's so talented.
She's very talented. And I feel like when it comes to body shaming, I feel when it comes to the trolls, when I saw you share that, I was like, yeah, this one resonated with me too. That's when I was just like, I feel her. I feel like she doesn't have to necessarily no shame to anybody who squats and poses like Lil Kim, because I have a few of those and y'all will probably see it soon. But I don't feel she needs to do that for us to see a natural beauty in her.
Definitely.
So I was totally fucking heavy with her balcony picture. It totally came to me in pure form. And I think that it was in that moment that I saw very tasteful nudity in that moment, because I felt she was sending a strong message. It was everything else I saw in that message that really resonated with me. So
it was art.
It was art. Yes, it was art. So is her Savage Fenty post, the one with the purple outfit.
Yes,
just for the record, I want to get that outfit because Lizzo rocks it so well. You know, because at the end of the day, I'm a fucking plus size woman. So when I look at Lizzo and I see something looking good on her, I'm like, oh, okay, that shit might look good on me too. But I really felt like the messaging and the intent was so good with that one post. So I totally fuck with that one. And I'm glad you brought that up because it was definitely something I wanted to highlight. Yeah. With the body shaming concept, we already discussed what our thoughts are with that. And let's, be very transparent. We know it's not about size or curves or... I mean, it's sad to say, and I'm going to say it's sad to say because I think for a very long time, I'm 35 years old. For a very long time, it's never been praised or accepted to be a plus size woman, at least in my life. Yeah. I don't think there's ever been a time I was skinny. Okay. And I've said this before, but I was always reminded of my need to have to lose weight. I was always reminded of other family members who was thinner than me. Yeah. I was always reminded that, oh yeah, she's very beautiful. She's so skinny. But yeah. Right. So for me, and then looking outside to the public, looking outside to the celebrity world, what you see to be so permitted, what you see to be so beautiful is always going to be the woman who... And I'm just talking about body shape right now because there's a whole other section that we're going to tackle. It's the woman who has a very thin waist. Yep. Is the woman with the really big ass. Yep. Is the woman that her titties are perfectly upright and tight. And none is hanging off of her. I just, there's no other way for me to say it.
It's one shape that you need to be.
Yeah. I don't know if we're ever going to get to the point that the presentation of what the... oh my God, the perfect body is. I don't think we're ever going to get to the point that people are actually going to get out of that mindset. Yeah. No matter how, there's more plus size women or really skinny women still strutting their shit on social media, right? I don't know if we're ever going to really reach a point where people are going to be accepting of that there's more than just one shape.
I get why you say that. And that makes me sad, honestly. It really does. Because it's just so much pressure. It's so much pressure. And some people are just not built like that. Like, you want people to do the impossible. And it's tearing down people's self-esteem. And it's like making people hold back their true selves. And like, if we're not living this life as our self 100% of the time, then what are we really doing?
Oh, I like that. Really doing? I like that. I'm going to bring her up because I feel like a lot of people have made these comments. I've seen people because I want to just show and demonstrate. And I'm sure my listeners are not oblivious to this. The type of flack that Ariana Grande has gotten for looking like a child. Oh, yeah. Because she is just so thin. Yeah. And she doesn't have the big titties and the big ass and no curves and no midi thighs. So I wanted to just throw that in there just to show the distinction from one extreme to the other when it comes to society, when it comes to women, when it comes to the body shaming that's involved. I mean, I have my own other gripes and issues with Ariana Grande, but I want to notate that because she is a whole ass grown ass woman.
She really is.
But that is her body type. Yep. And she has still been shamed for it. And we've seen that happen. So definitely T with a word on that. Thank you for that. That tackles the perfect body theory. and what is accepted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to dig a little deeper in this. Okay.
I'm ready.
What's the perfect look?
Obviously not in my opinion, right?
Yeah. I mean, I want to know your opinion, but then also what you see as society.
Okay. So, because I don't think in my opinion, I don't think there should be a perfect look because everybody looks differently. So, I mean, there's no way that you can just like minimize that to one look. But I definitely do think that the perfect body expands out to the perfect look because now, let's say you have that hourglass shape. Now, what does your hair look like though?
That's
how do you dress?
Yes.
Like different things like that. Like there's still what you achieve one goal and then it's like, nope, we got more for you. You're not finished yet.
Right.
So it's like never ending.
Right. When you say about, I'm so glad you fucking brought this shit up. Even when you do have the hourglass shape, right? That's how you call it, the hourglass?
Yeah.
Right. So some shit like that. What was it that they said in soul food? Do you remember? Well, first of all, Sweetmiiint.Tea is like much younger than me. So every time I bring up an old school movie, she's like, what? Huh? What year? Huh? Wait, who
it's
is
like, Daisy,
that?
I was 5.
Yeah, that's really y'all know. Like, listen, it happens all the fucking time. But the movie Soul Food, you ever watch that movie?
Yes, I've seen that movie a couple times.
So when Bird's husband is working in that printing place, and her ex, he comes and he like tries to talk to him in the cafeteria.
Okay.
And he goes, "Oh, me and Cola, we go way back."
Oh, because the bottle shape.
Because of the bottle shape. So I am going to say, fuck the hourglass. We're going to just call it the Coca-Cola bottle. Okay.
I like that.
Because I've heard that shit before. Go watch Soul Food because it's a classic. I'm glad she watched it because T just be looking at me like T just be looking at me like I'm fucking weird, like I'm from another fucking planet and shit. Like with half the things I ask her about.
You teach me a lot about history.
I can't. I'm done with her. Oh yeah, I'm 35. I swear. So, you know, the Coca-Cola bottle shape, right? So we have that. And now we have to dress it. Now we have to give it a look. Now we have to live up to society's expectations of what this shit looks like, right? Yeah. I think this is where I have an even greater problem when it comes to the body shaming. And in the essence that we brought up Ariana and Lizzo, right? Because I could bring up a whole others. I want to put the shit out there. And this is why I say there's a time and a place. And a pure note to this. No, that has nothing to do with any of my fellow women who have been victims of any type of assault. Let me put the shit out there because I myself have been assaulted in the past. So I am not saying that comment of a time and a place for that. Okay. Because I don't think there's any excuse whatsoever to anybody feeling like they can assault a single woman. Period on that. But do you remember? I'm here for Lizzo's statements. But do you remember when she wore those booty cheeks out pants in the Lakers game?
Yes.
Okay. So that's where I'm concerned about the perfect look. Okay. I don't know who styled her. Maybe no one did. I don't know. Maybe she was trying to send us a loud message. I didn't hear it.
Okay.
I didn't hear it. Because I want to say, I want to be transparent on this. I don't think that anybody goes to a basketball game to see that with their children.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that's the goal. I don't know if that was the intent. Now, has she rolled up onto what was a nightclub or I don't know, one of these VMA shows or something like that? Like, you want to show your ass, girl, do it. Like, I'm here for her corsets and her performance, and my girl could dance. Like, I just don't know if the Laker game was the way to go for those pants.
I get it.
Not for those pants.
I mean, you're giving me a different perspective because when I saw it, I was just like, it gave me Rihanna vibes. Like, I don't give a fuck. And I'm gonna do what? Those? No, just Rihanna just doesn't give a fuck.
Did I miss it? Like, Rihanna, no. Where was her ass? Where did I miss her ass? Because I'm here for Rihanna's ass.
But I like when women are just bold and just do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I enjoyed that moment because of that, but I definitely do understand that, like, you know, it was a basketball game. There are children there.
Mostly because of the kids.
Yeah,
I'm sure some men very much so enjoy that shit, though.
The children are going to see asses eventually.
Right.
You know, like.
Right.
I'm really weird about this topic, and it's a good thing I don't have kids yet because I need to figure it out. But I just feel like so many things are like sheltered from children, but this is the real world. It's a body. Everybody has an
Body,
ass.
yada, 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 yada.
Like,
See, that's why I gave it the
they're
name.
gonna see it. Like we all have these body parts, and the whole like censorship of it is just sometimes strange for me. Like your kid is gonna see an ass eventually.
I mean, Marcus does now. He's on porn site, so right. So she's like, wait, what? Daisy, what you said? Yeah, I mean,
so
I get
if
what
he
you're
was
saying.
at that basketball game, would it really have been that much different him seeing Lizzo's ass?
I mean, I would have wanted him to like go up to her because he knows her. Like he's heard her music. He knows who she is. I mean, we probably would have wanted a picture, right? And you know, to pose with her, like his hand is probably gonna land on her little on her waist. Yes. But then like, what if his hand touches her ass?
Her ass. Okay, I get it.
But you know what I mean? Like no, I'm thinking like that. But I also see what you're saying, because if somebody wants to be bold, they could be bold at any given time and at any given moment. I just feel like I'm not here for the censorship because I am very upfront when it comes to my kid. Yeah. But I have to be realistic to the fact that there are some parents who just take a little longer to uncover the censoring. They are not like me. I am a very different type of parent, and I get that. So in that situation where I say the time and the place, I do sometimes feel that way, that it's just about just being respectful. So like for her, it's like, it's not about being respectful to herself. I think she was perfectly fine and respectful to herself and who she is at that moment. She felt like rocking those pants. She fucking rocked them. If that's what you wanted to do, that's what you wanted to do. In fact, when I saw that, I wasn't even worried about what her intent was or what did I see. I really wasn't. But in that moment, for me, it was just like, damn, yo, but it's like a basketball game. Like,
do you think it would have been the same reaction if Rihanna would have showed up like that?
Some people said yes. But I'm going to be 1,000% honest. For me, it would have still been the same reaction. Like, oh, Riri, like, do we have to go there? Like, do we have to go there? Right? But I don't know if everybody would have felt that way. Yeah, I think everybody would have just been accepting to it. Definitely. Because we're always going to bring it back to society not ever going to accept the fact that there is no such thing as a perfect body type. Yep. Okay? They are programmed. Certain people are programmed to believe that there is just one body type. So when you see Rihanna wearing a set of pants like that, it's okay. Yes. But when you see someone like Lizzo, it's like, wait, it's like, whoa, right? And okay, for the sake of taking names out, let's remove Lizzo's name. Okay. And let's remove Rihanna's name. Let's say T and I go to a Knicks game. I mean, do you like the Knicks or no? If we get free tickets, right? We'll get. If we get free tickets, we'll go. We might get free tickets. You never know. Yeah. But if let's say we were that bold that day, right? If I wear those pants and T wears those pants, based on our body shapes, it will be more acceptable for you to wear it. I might have to take this back because of our second segment and what we're about to go into, the shit that happened to you. But it might just be. If it's me and you, right. Because why? Because I am a plus size woman and you are more thinner than I am. Yeah. Correct? So if we still go to the concept of body shaming, and it's still just two regular, schmegular girls. Of the celebrity aspect. Right. It's still going to be more frowned upon for me. It is. They're still going to look at me like, oh, she ain't got no business wearing that. Yeah. Because she's a plus size woman. Like, put that shit away. Yeah. But if it was someone much thinner, it'll be okay. They'll let it rock. Right. So I do think that it would be completely not the same backlash. It would have been okay, far more acceptable to society, because society is still programmed with this perfect body shape. Exactly.
But either way, like, I don't want to put my ass cheeks on a basketball
that's the part
seat. Like, that's
weird. There were some people who were criticizing Lizzo for that. Yeah. Like,
she should have put
like,
a
did you put your
down.
coat? Like, honestly, like, it's the truth. And now with COVID and shit, like, we just can't put our ass cheeks just anywhere. Like, I used to do some real public sexual shit. I don't think I could ever do that again. I can't.
It's just different now.
Let's not even discuss my sex life right now, because it's a fucking disaster and I'm still upset with 2020 for fucking it all up for me. Okay? But yes, I have to agree. Like, I think that's the part. Like, you don't know how they clean that scene. And then what if they cleaned it with Clorox?
Oh my God. That's
now you got worse. Clorox residue on your ass.
Yeah. Okay.
Now considering, the perfect outfit, the perfect look of what this looks like, we're going to dig even more deeper. Okay. Right? To the Double or Nothing segment. Yes. And this one is the segment, for those of you, once again, tuning in for the first time. This is where we keep it raw, on another dose during this section. So this segment, Keeping It Raw. I'm titling this Outfit of the Day.
Okay.
Okay. So we're about to get very transparent. We've been shamed.
Definitely. Definitely have been shamed.
Not on some Rihanna Lizzo shit. But we've been shamed. That was like a question and a exclamation at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bold statement coming from my mouth to your ears, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And T is co-signing it. Let's discuss this very discreetly. So like I said before, T and I are colleagues, but most importantly, even though she's younger than me, we have history amongst ourselves with,
Of course,
jobs and different scenarios and different experiences.
Mm-hmm.
She is an adult, in case anybody out there was wondering.
Yes,
well, how much younger is she than Miss T? She's not that much younger, but she's younger. And she's had her share of experiences. I've had my share of experiences throughout the years. I wanted to get very transparent on this segment of what those experiences were.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have 2 scenarios, possibly 3.
Okay.
They're not that long, of specific moments where I was completely body shamed. And they were in different instances, in different workplaces and different public places. Do you want to start off and kick off to one of your experiences at some point in your life that you were body shamed?
Okay, sure. One moment in particular, I had just finished a performance evaluation at my job. That's not to say it's the job I have now,
Right.
Just in general.
Yeah.
But it went well. I thought it went really well. They were giving me compliments about the work that I've been doing, the relationships that I've been building. So I was on a high. It was a good moment. But towards the end, it was like, okay, but we want to just give you a tip of advice. Right. So I'm like, okay, just waiting for it, and it was like, your pants are a little too tight. So I was not expecting that at all. So I kind of was just like quiet, and I really let them take the lead in the conversation because I was just taken back because I don't feel like my pants are too tight. If I size up, it's going to be too big and they're going to be falling off of me. So I was just like, let me see what they have to say. So they made suggestions of me buying longer blazers. So obviously this was the issue with my ass, and I don't even have a big ass. So that was the most interesting part of it. Like,
I beg to differ, but okay.
No. I think I'm like shapely.
Yes.
But I don't have a big ass. So I was just like, whoa, like, I didn't say this, but like in my head, am I getting a raise to be able to buy all these new blazers? Because I'm not just going to switch up my whole wardrobe all of a sudden. And mind you, I had been working here for at least 10 months at this point. So with the same outfits, there was never any type of issue. But I guess a little birdie had got into my boss's ear. And she decided to bring it up to me. And yes, I just said she. So this was coming from another woman, which was disappointing in itself because I just felt like we as women already go through enough in the workplace. So to try and call me out about something like this was just annoying. It was that's the best word I can describe it as, was really just annoying because we just finished talking about all my achievements, and then you're going to reduce me now down to the pants that I wear. The fact that my pants are skinny jeans and like, well, not jeans, of course, but like skinny slacks. There's different styles now.
Right.
And that's a weird thing. Like, I feel like I'm on the cusp of 2 different generations.
Okay.
Right. Especially like in the corporate world. So I have had employers tell me I should wear bootcut pants and just weird shit. Just really weird shit.
Do you see
really
what I mean?
Trying to take control of my look. Right. So it's partly my body because they don't like how I look in the clothes, but then also like the clothing that I'm purchasing, they're not okay with either.
Right.
So it's like, what do you do? I'm not going to change myself for you. As long as I'm getting my work done, I feel like that's all that should really matter.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
it is what it is. And I stayed quiet during the conversation, and I think the silence really made them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
To the point that after that, we never spoke about it again. I never changed my clothes. I dressed the same way that I dressed from day one, and it's never been a topic of conversation. Since.
Yeah. Was that your only time ever going through a scenario like that, or even like throughout your years, like even in if I'm gonna be honest, like even during like your puberty stages, like you've ever dealt with things like that too?
The skinny pants have always been an issue.
Always, yeah.
It's always an issue. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Do you find, and we're gonna be transparent. You guys already know by now. You would have seen my post with my guest on this week's episode, so you would see more or less what T's look is, right? Do you find it being that I always joke with you about this, but of course in good faith and good taste, because I need her help 90% of the time because I'm very, very short. You have long legs.
I do.
Right. And so do you find it that sometimes that's been a bit of an impact or an influence on the commentary?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because a lot of things that shorter women can get away with, I guess I can't. Yes. So we can be wearing the same dress from the same store, but it's going to look a little different on me. But that's out of my control. If my legs are 2 to 3 inches longer than yours, it is what it is. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
But with the shorter women, and sorry, Daisy.
No, say it. Like, that's why we're talking about it.
They get away with it.
Yes.
Nobody says anything to them. And this is including my employers. So my direct leadership has been able to get away with a lot of outfits that I feel like they would come at me for wearing.
Because you're much taller.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And again, this is a very transparent conversation. And again, this could be at any point in given time. I've dealt with multiple scenarios throughout my years in a corporate world. I've dealt with different types of height and body shapes too with my direct report, my bosses, my supervisors, my managers. And so I have to agree with you. I, as a short woman, there's certain things that I could see someone getting frowned upon for wearing, whereas for me, that short dress that looks short on her would be totally long on me because I am much shorter than her. And I actually do have a dress that I'm pretty sure the way it feels, it goes on length to me, that if you were to put it on, it would be completely out. Yeah. So, and mind you, we're two completely different body shapes.
Definitely.
Right. But the length is still there. The length is still there. And then it has to fit. It could, when I tell you this dress, she could possibly fit into it, and it will look completely different her as it does to me. And just alone from the waist down.
Yeah.
Okay. I find it that we learn our best lessons with these type of scenarios, these type of experiences. I commend you for even staying so controlled at that moment, because I am one that's a little bit of a firecracker sometimes, and I don't always react on my best in those type of situations. I want to be a little bit transparent here with one of my scenarios. I was actually at this workplace that I was in. I think I was heading to a meeting or something with this one boss that I had, and it happened to be a female. And while we were walking, there was no question. There was no, hey, hold on a second. There was nothing like that. I just all of a sudden felt a set of hands on me, on my skirt.
Sounds like sexual harassment.
It can't, honestly, for 2.5 seconds, it felt very uncomfortable because it came from the back.
Oh, wow.
So I was walking beside this person, but I happened to take like 2 steps ahead of them.
Yeah. And
it was a female. And then I just feel hands on my thighs and like on my legs. And I feel my skirt being pulled down from behind.
That's startling.
I panic a little, and I'm like, wait, what are you doing? I go like that. And this woman goes, oh, your skirt is really short. And it was, to be quite honest with you, out of all the skirts we probably could have picked, it was not this one. This skirt was completely fine. Yeah. What it was I was walking. Okay, I happen to have really thick thighs, right? I am a plus size woman. And this particular material was rising a tiny bit, but it was not drastic, because I definitely looked, right. I was looking at myself at this moment, and I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, it's perfectly fine. And when I extend my skirt, it goes all the way to my knees, which is not that far because I have short legs, but it goes to my knees.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Right. And she looks at me, she goes, oh, it just looks so much shorter from back here. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, please, next time, don't touch me.
Right.
I had no professional way to say that at that moment other than, please don't touch me. And then I saw the facial reaction like, oh my God, like I just touched her.
I fucked up.
Right. And then I said, very respectful, in my most professional tone, I said, have you seen the dresses you wear? Ooh. Because the short dresses have been on the other person, not necessarily on me. And so at that moment, it wasn't about anyone reporting anyone, because I think it was one of those scenarios that just probably should have never happened. So nobody reported anyone at that moment.
Yeah.
But it was definitely one of those moments where I did not feel comfortable. I felt very much so. And I'm going to use this word very loosely because I cannot figure out any other word at this moment to use. But I felt slightly violated.
No, I get that.
That there were a set of hands on me that I did not welcome at that moment. And it felt very uncomfortable.
Of course.
In another place, and it happened to a friend of mine years later at another workplace. She's still my friend. We were colleagues then, but it happened to me years before that at another job. And again, I'm 35, so I've been working since I'm 13. All right, just take notes on that shit. But I've always been a busty girl since I'm like 10 or 11. I've always been a chubby girl. I've never been skinny. And throughout my years, I've encountered certain things, even when I've covered my tits, like to my fucking neck. Yeah. Okay. But this one time I was not wearing a sweater, and it was summertime, and my breasts were covered. I had it wasn't a V-neck. It was like the what is it, a crew neck? Like a crew neck, right? And it was a shirt. It was well up there, but it was sleeveless. And I happened to just get a little hot. I was warm. So I did take off my sweater because generally in any place that I've worked at, there's always been air conditioner. I can't tell you I've ever worked in any violation spaces where there's no air conditioner in the fucking summer. I can't say that. And I took off my sweater, and someone did make a comment to me once in this workplace. I think this was when I was in one of the places I worked in when I was in college, I think. And I want to say that in college, I was more so leaning towards my thinner times, but I was still a chubby girl. I was still pretty thick. And I was told that the recommendation was from the superiors, from the higher ones, for me to keep my sweater on when I wear sleeveless shirts because my arms were really big.
You're not serious.
I am very serious. This happened to me years ago.
That's crazy.
And my arms have always been meaty. I've worked out for how long? I that is the reason why I've hated my arms. I've never liked really showing my arms. Yeah. And then I just finally reached the point where even working out, and this is why I believe I said this in the last my last mini-sode, well, 2 weeks ago mini-sode, where I said I don't want to look in the mirror and look at a person who wants to lose weight and be skinny. I want to look in the mirror and look someone who is regaining her strength back, because 2020 really fucked with my fucking working out. Like, fuck you who finds my arms are too big. Right. Like, I want to see those cuts in my arms, even if they are still big arms. But this is why I went through certain self-conscious moments throughout my years, even as a younger woman, pre-child, pre-marriage, pre-anything, even pre-bachelor's degree. Like, certain comments were made to me. Something as simple as my arms. Yeah. Not even my breasts.
Right.
My
like
arms.
Are so sexy. You can't have them.
Right. And they were considered to be big. And I don't know if at that moment, because I was much younger, I didn't know how to handle that situation when it was recommended to me. And I didn't feel so much uncomfortable as much as I felt completely speechless that anybody would have a problem with my arms, because up until that point I've had people make comments about my breasts. I've had, bosses throughout all my years make comments about tops that I wear. There is nothing I can do with certain tops. My breasts are just fucking big. They're just there. Don't get me wrong, I confessed this the other day and I put it on my IG video. I totally pinned a shirt I had no business wearing to work, and you could still see my titty, and I feel so bad. You
put the effort in to pin
it. I did. I tried to pin it with a safety pin. That. I mean, I tried. And sometimes I wear my little tank tops under certain shirts. I really do try. It is not my fault. They are the size that they are. And no, I have not gotten resized. I refuse to. But the point is, I've been given that commentary, but it was that in that moment, that first time, that I was shamed for the size of my arms. Yeah. And I was recommended and told that I should keep a sweater on.
Something non-sexual.
Something even non-sexual. Yeah. It was still shamed on me because I guess skinnier arms look more appealing.
Or more professional. That shit really makes me upset, because I feel like you internalize this stuff that people are saying to you. And like, I'm not going to lie, after, because it's, I've had a couple of instances where people have said things to me at work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I started to kind of think about, and I actually wrote a post about this. It's on the website. It's called Miss Corporate America. But so check it out.
Yes.
But it's basically like I started to feel like, am I doing something wrong? Like, is it me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do I really need to check the way that I'm dressing? Like, do I look unprofessional?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just like, why do people keep saying the same thing? But then I got to a point where I was just like, fuck them. It's not me. It's you.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want me to be a carbon copy of other people that work here. You want me to fit a certain criteria that I don't fit in.
Right.
And I'm not trying to fit. Those are not my goals. So.
Right. Absolutely. I want to add to that. And that piece that she wrote, I know exactly which piece it is. And it resonated so much with me because on a very professional level, I've been told I am assertive. What I've come to terms with, what they're really trying to tell me is I need to be silenced.
Mm-hmm. Stop challenging me.
Stop challenging anything.
Mm-hmm.
Stop having an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to give the details of a specific scenario, but there was one scenario where I was basically told I would never dare to ask the question you asked. And I said,
that's you, boo?
Sir.
Oh,
I'm lying.
sir,
It was a
ma'am?
ma'am. I'm lying, but I was trying to be discreet about it. It was a ma'am. Because you had to see T's face. She was like, it was a sir? What the fuck? It was actually a ma'am. And I was told like I would never do that. And I said, I'm sorry. That person is human,
Mm-hmm.
just like I am. If I have an
Exactly.
opinion or a question, I'm going to state it or ask it.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that it was a very just professional way, which is fine. Be professional
Yeah.
in the right place at the right time,
Yes.
right? To fit in the essence of that. But it's not that I'm too assertive. It's not that I'm assertive, period. It's not even about me being bold at that
Mhm.
point. I just simply had an opinion that was not like everyone else's.
Yep. They don't like when you stray from the herd.
Right.
You have to stay in line.
Right. There was one last scenario
Mm-hmm.
because it goes more than just the body.
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes we are encountered with the way you wear your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or what you add to your outfit from an accessory standpoint.
Okay.
And I'm going to be extremely honest about something right now and very respectful to what plenty of other, scratch them, to what another culture deals with.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked about this a little bit. I believe it was episode 7 with Imani Blair on the concept of hair
Mm-hmm.
for Black women.
Yeah.
And I want to be very transparent about something. I don't have your very curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is between curly and wavy.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you've seen me, sometimes I
Mhm.
do wear it to work.
Yeah, wait.
Wavy. Sometimes when it's functioning, it works with curls. And I want to say maybe 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I had started cutting my hair in a bob. Okay. And when you cut your hair in a bob, for me, the waves doesn't look right. The curls doesn't look right.
Mm-hmm.
And what functions better is just straightening it.
Mm-hmm.
I had encountered someone one day noticing my bob hairstyle.
Okay.
And mind you, you've seen me in the past. This
Yeah.
person has seen me in the past, right? The comment was that my hair looked good
Okay.
like that.
And it was straight?
It was straight.
Okay.
It was a bob haircut.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh, okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was told, my hair looks so good. It looks so healthy. I look so happy. I look this, I look that. But
Mm-hmm.
what they noticed was my hair. And at that moment, I realized with that particular person, it wasn't that I looked happy. It wasn't that my hair looked healthy. It was that look was more accepting to them
Yep.
in that space.
Yeah.
And I wanted to notate that because it was I think that was the first time that I had a smidge of an understanding
Mm-hmm.
of what Black women deal with on a daily basis
Right.
with what their hair looks like.
Mm-hmm. Because the kinky hair is not
Right.
tolerated at all.
At all. Right.
Yeah.
And I only dealt with a fucking smidge of how
Mhm.
great my straight bob looked.
Looks, yeah.
Oh my God. It was like the most beautiful thing ever. That was a smidge.
I have a story like that too.
Okay. Compared. And I'm going to be very transparent on that because I have plenty of Afro-Latina and Black women friends who have shared their stories with me about certain things that they've dealt with their hair.
Yeah.
Throughout their years in corporate and different job scenarios, different roles. And so I very transparently have never really fucking dealt with anything like that until that moment that I was like, I'm not being praised with how healthy my hair looks. I'm being praised because I fit the look.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I ever got a fucking compliment. It was because I fit a look for them. And it was based on my hair. The topic of conversation started with my hair. And then you went on this whole other space.
Yeah.
I would have appreciated if you would have said, you know, you look like you're in high spirits today.
Right. Like an actual
compliment. Like an actual compliment, because I was very much happy during this time. I mean, I still am generally, but I'm saying during that time, I was very much happy because I had changed my lifestyle in general. Overall, the bob haircut was just happened to be like a moment of, I think I broke up with someone. But you know, us bitches, we be cutting our hair when that shit happens. That was my first time. I'm gonna be honest, but I never had gotten a compliment from this one person until that moment, and it was because I just fit a look.
Right. So at one of my last jobs, so my hair is naturally curly, but from years of straightening it was really fucked up. Like, it was done for, burnt, just, it was straggly. It was just bad. So I cut my hair, but I actually, so I used to wear my hair, like, I would put flat twists, a whole bunch of like designed flat twists in the front with like rubber bands, and then I would just put it in a top bun because I didn't want to touch it. Right. So because I was like, I need to find a way to repair my hair. Right. So I was wearing it like that every single day for months. And then one day I decided to straighten it because I just wanted a little length check, see how I was doing. Right. Get my ends cut or whatever. And my boss was on my dick the whole day. Right. So she was giving me compliment after compliment after compliment. It was a little overwhelmed, like, all right, leave me alone now. Like, I appreciate the compliment, but like, what are you? So then I was like, okay, I get it. You're trying to push the fact that you like my hair like this so that I can continue to do it like this. And like, it was just like, okay, sis, next week I came back with my bun because my goal is to work on the health of my hair, not fit the criteria or the look that you want me to. So,
and for the record, let me just be honest about the shit. It was because of a breakup I fucking cut the hair, but my hair was also fucking dried and fucking burned as shit because I was fucking dyeing it red as fuck and like the wrong way, and I had to just fucking get rid of it.
Yeah, you gotta start over.
I think what the problem is also with a lot of these different scenarios and places and even people is that they think that because it's not what you say, is how you say it, because they're saying it in a specific way that we're just not going to catch on. And you think what's important for our society today, as some of us have kids, some of us don't have children, might later on, or even just in our own growth and our own evolution, is to keep your eyes open and ears open to the type of body shaming, because the body is not just actual your flesh and skin, right? It's your entire overall body. It's what you put on your body. It's to the point of hair, how you're growing your healthy hair, the makeup you use even. I mean, yeah, sure, there's natural beauty. Sure, no problem. But even when I do wear makeup, certain makeup looks are just not acceptable in certain places or certain times of the day. Disclaimer, I will do a semi-smoky eye for a 9 to 5. I've totally fucking done it, and I have not given a flying fuck at this point, because I feel like we just hold back too much in certain instances because of what are they going to say. And I think what's important is that we need to be aware of these situations. So am I saying go into the office, any one of you, and lose your fucking job for this? No, that's not what I'm saying, because A, we're not in times to lose our fucking jobs, and B, we need our fucking jobs. But what I am saying is find your way to stand up for yourself and don't let people control your situation or your truth is essentially what I'm saying. I do think it's disturbing when the majority of the compliments come up when our hairs are straightened or in a certain fit. Or
I know what they're doing.
I'm going to take it just one last step further, and then we'll go into the overdose. I know, and I've seen the looks, and I've actually done it on purpose and tested it. When I've worn my Ruby Woo or my Diva lipsticks, my dark burgundy or my bright red, I've tested it. I've seen the looks that I've gotten.
And it's like, it's lipstick.
It's just lipstick.
It's lipstick. It doesn't stop you from doing your job.
Right.
It doesn't stop you from doing anything.
Right. Quite frankly, I think I do a better job at my day
when you have on
when I have those fucking lipsticks. But I've gotten those looks.
Yeah.
I've gotten those looks regardless if my hair is curly or not. You know, I get that there is a time and a place to everything. I do, because I am for the time and the place.
Yeah.
Right. I just don't know if we should be shaming people for that in every instance, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I've definitely gotten those shameful looks, like as opposed to where I'm wearing my whirl or my mer color, which is more subtle and more soft. So it's like
they don't want you to stand out
at all.
They really don't
at all.
You know, something that I like, and it's very subtle, but you wear your hoops to work. And that's something that I've been told is not okay to do at all. Told, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't care anymore.
Right. And I saw Ocasio, when she got sworn in to Congress, she wore a bright red lipstick and gold hoops. And I was just like, and she said something like, I'm paraphrasing here, but it was basically like, she knows that this is something that's not really accepted, but it's a part of her culture. And now when little girls, you know, are feeling some type of way, they can look and say like, wow, she's in Congress and look at the way she looks like me, she looks like my mom, like she dresses, or you know, looks the way that we do. And it's okay now, like, so she sets a standard that like, you can go to work like this. It's not a terrible thing. They try to make you feel like you can't because it doesn't fit in the box.
Yeah. Shout out to AOC for that, because I think it was at that moment that I really stopped giving a flying fuck and I started wearing my hoops more to the office. Shout out also to the hoop that I lost at work. I did a whole mini on the shit, lost hoops, I think it was, and I'm okay with that because I got rid of a lot of negative energy since then. And that's apparently the symbolism behind losing one fucking hoop earring.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. The only problem is it was a real really beautiful gold earring. So I was pissed at that. But nevertheless, it was definitely from the moment AOC did that I don't think I should be devalued because I wear ruby woo or myrrh with my hoops on. Now, let me be very conscious about something and very upfront of what my personal standards are of professionalism. I will not walk in with the hoops that I wear on the weekend to work. I have different sizes of hoops, but I will still rock my hoops, the exact same size hoops that AOC wore to that inauguration. Those are the same fucking hoops I wear to work, because I don't think that stops me in any way, shape, or form from still executing my goals for the day, my task, and doing a kick-ass fucking job.
Exactly.
And I think that just goes to show you, once again, you're damned if you do, like I said before, and you're damned if you don't. Okay? It's about just living in your true self. And I'm here for people who really live in their true self, and that's really their messaging and their intent. And when there aren't anybody who is trying to shame you, fuck them. And fuck them all. And like I said from the beginning, I'm a woman. T's a woman, so we can only speak from women perspectives. I hopefully someday can have a man come on the show and speak on this topic too, because I've seen it happen to men too.
I'm sure.
Let me be very honest about something. A lot of the shaming I dealt with has come from men. I'm not going to say who, but it has come from men. And that is also on a different level, a whole disbelief that we're still even dealing with that from some men. Let me be very transparent on something. It has never been a lover. Let me be very transparent on that. But I have dealt with it in the past, and I know people who have definitely dealt with that in the past from men as well. And you just got to be conscious of it. Not conscious in the sense like, oh, let me change who I am, but conscious of the fact that you are supposed to protect your space and your energy by all means necessary, including when you want to express yourself with any bodily art.
Absolutely.
Don't let people deter you from doing so
at all.
And just know your intent and your purpose with it, because I'm here for that.
That's it.
Happiness, that's it.
Being comfortable and confident.
Yes. We're going to go into the last segment of the show. This is the overdose. And in this segment, this is where we go on a raw rant about something. It used to just be something that would piss me the fuck off, right? But now I also, rant a little bit on anything that is a whole ass vibe, right?
Okay.
So before I go and share my little thing, Dingling. Do you have anything you would like to share with me? It could be about anything at all.
Yes, I
Oh,
actually do.
yes.
So no, because this actually happened kind of recently, and I was just
Really?
like, yeah, I
All
can't deal with these men.
right.
So one, when I signed up for Instagram, I
Yeah.
thought it was a photo sharing app, right?
Yes.
Not a sister app to Tinder. So I'm supposed to share my photos. You share your photos. We like, we comment, we connect with friends and family. But for some reason, men like to use this. And I mean, I get it. We're in a different time. So, like, you're going to connect and try to date people. But, like, I'm not here for that, right?
Right.
So, I'm getting all of these DMs. And this happened the other night. I was out for my friend's birthday. I was wearing a turtleneck and some jeans.
You see?
Maybe turtlenecks just turn men on.
Maybe
What
that's what
is
it
it about the
is.
turtleneck?
You did look
I don't-
nice though, by the way. I just see your
Thank you.
outfit.
I appreciate it. But so somebody DMs me and says, and I know this man from nowhere,
Mhm.
and he says, I will give you head right there till you can't stand anymore. So,
Oh my
I was like,
God.
wow, sir. No hello. No, how are you? No, how's the weather? Just straight into head. Like, that's how we doing things now in
Not the
2021.
weather.
And I'm just over it. Stay out of my DMs. I don't want to go on a date with you. I have a man. Unless you're going to bring both of us, it's just not going to work.
I'm here
Rant
for
is
this.
over.
Okay. She has a whole word. I said this before one of my guests. They're taken. Tea is taken. But
Period.
you can still go like tastefully. All her
Yes.
tasteful pictures.
Please.
You know what? This goes perfect with what my overdose is going to be about.
Mhm.
And before I indulge on what my overdose is going to be about, right? Let me be very honest about something. To the women out there who are embracing all of their curves and all your size that you are, whether you are very thin or just skinny or voluptuous or very, very thick, and you also happen to be in a creative space like myself and like T, don't give up. Keep pushing with all of your creativity and all of your art. It pisses me off. Shit, I was trying to make this positive, but I'm going to say it now because you definitely triggered me on this, and that's okay. It pisses me off when I see that the post of someone who can write a dope as fuck piece of poetry gets like 35 times, but the post of that same person who is very artistic in, let's say, a dope as fuck piece of lingerie gets liked 135 times.
Yep.
I get it. I get it. Of course, there are going to be people who are going to always like the tasteful nudity far more than the tasteful piece of poetry. I get that. But at the same token, I don't know if that is always the intent of every person who does that.
Yeah.
So I just want society, call to action. Just like, do fucking better with your taste.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, if you're going to love my titties in a fucking bomb as fuck bra, lacy or not, go also like my fucking mouth, my fucking word,
Right,
my fucking words
yes.
on that fucking previous
Put a lot of
post.
work into the
Like I
stuff we
did.
create.
Like, for all you know, I wrote that shit in my lacy bra.
Right.
Can you like them both the same exact way? Equal opportunity to my poetry and my bras. Like,
that's it.
it's just disgusting
that
to me,
simple.
honestly, because there are so many talented, I'm going to say people, but mostly women, because I feel like this happens a lot to women.
Yeah.
They're so talented in their own right, but the only real attentiveness, I don't want to say the only real attention they get, because I'm not going to say that is their intent to get the attention, but the only attentiveness that a lot of the time they get is that they do show their fucking ass.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting that when in the world of followers, that's exactly what followers are still really focused on. To your point, IG is not a dating app.
Right.
Period.
It's like period.
Right. But like with plenty of periods.
Mark.
Like go to Lingo Jams and bold up your periods and exclamation marks and start putting those shits.
Right.
Very bolded and shit. I'm here for that. With that being said, I have a quick announcement to make. I'm very excited. I've been talking about I'm going to do a boudoir shoot. I'm going to do a boudoir shoot for my 35th birthday. Unfortunately, COVID has definitely still alive, presented itself. Yeah. So I potentially have a date for my shoot coming up.
Ooh.
And it's in conjunction with a new project.
Okay.
And I it's so funny the things that you said about confidence and just about being your true self. It's going to be something that will be, once it's official, I'm definitely going to put it up for purchase to all my listeners. This website is going to be out pretty soon.
Okay.
And so we're definitely going to get the ball rolling when it comes to just being your true self in your own skin, just being proud of it. And I'm going to share a deeper look on this, you know, quick little word of mine. It's going to come soon. And it's going to include those boudoir pictures.
Nice.
It's going to, you know, I mean, I'm not Kim K, but the bitch did have a whole selfie book and she sold millions.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not Kim K though, but I'm going to hit y'all off with some of my pictures because, for one, I am very proud of my journey. I'm very proud of my body. I'm very comfortable in my own skin.
As you should be.
And I cannot wait to show, I hate to say it this way, but I'm going to say, I cannot wait to show off the way that I am able to naturally demonstrate how comfortable I am. It took me a long time to get here, and it's not about being naked in front of a camera.
Yeah.
But what it is when you can be naked in front of a fucking camera, you can definitely be in your most vulnerable state.
Yes.
And feel so good doing it.
Yeah.
And anybody in any way, shape, or form can do that.
They definitely can.
And that's really what my messaging is behind this project. And so it's coming. It's the first full episode of 2021. I wanted to put that in all your ears so you know to wait for it. So you know to go follow my social media pages.
Yes, do that. Do that now.
Yes. And it is a true testament of what loving your body is in its true form. You know, and just like really showing it. And by body, I don't just mean you're going to see a close up of titties and thighs and whatever, what have you. You're also going to, like I said, it's the entire fucking body. So you will see eyes, you will see all of that, because I do see it as art. For me, like I see it as art, and I really wish people could see that too. Like when I see some of my friends who have lost so much weight, and kudos to y'all who have fucking done it throughout this pandemic. But when I see them posing, just showing their progress, I love, yes, I'm looking at your body and applauding you, but then I love to see your smiles. I love to see that gleam in their eyes. Yeah. Because that gleam and that smile shows, yeah, I fucking did that shit. Yeah, and I love seeing that. Like that brings me so much fucking joy. I'm about to go have a drink. I will finalize this project. It's already in the works. So all I need is the pictures. And, you know, it'll be up for you guys to purchase for anyone who wants to just
buy it. I'm so serious.
Anyone who wants to just buy it and see it and learn from it, you know, and who it can help, it'll be great. And I don't think it's necessarily just limited to women. But yeah, I'm excited for it. And I wanted to put it out there so everybody knows to wait for it and go follow and check it out.
And you just said about like helping people.
Yes.
It definitely is. Regardless if you hear it or not, like when you're being 100% your authentic self and being confident, people see it and it inspires them. Regardless if they tell you or not, like you're helping other people. So that's amazing.
I agree.
I'm excited. I'm a cop one.
Yeah,
y'all should too.
Yes, and go follow my girl Tea, Sweetmiiint.Tea. You guys already know it's going to be in the show notes. Do you want to spell it out for them how the handle goes? Because I know they're going to see it in the show notes.
Yes,
but so they're going to also
SWEETMIII, so 3 I's, NT period TEA.
Period. Y'all
okay?
heard that period?
Period.
Yeah, this is so dope, T. Thank you so much for coming on this show. My listeners will be going to check out your blog, your website. So. Go follow her. Go hit like to her very artistic and tasteful pictures because they all resonate with me. Don't be a hater. Don't be sliding in her fucking DMs either. And if you do, remember you're taking her and her man out. That's the deal. And yeah, thank you. You guys already know I say this all the time. This is not the first and the last time she's gonna be here. She's coming back.
Yes,
because I know you. She got other shit in the works, so I know.
Oh wait, okay. So
yeah,
a couple months ago, I was selling some art. Well, some framed art prints on my Etsy. So I'm actually gonna be moving that to my website, and I have something for you, Daisy.
Oh my God, no, guys, she's gonna make me cry.
It's all bubble wrapped and stuff.
Oh my gosh, she bubble wrapped. Oh my god! Wait, I'm gonna put. I'm gonna post this.
Her name is Erin.
Oh,
Yes.
Erin.
So that's what I'm gonna start doing. I want to name them. You know, like that DMX song. It's
Yes.
Like Brenda, Letitia.
Oh, okay.
All these names
right.
about to be.
Okay. Shout out to DMX. This is Aaron. Was Aaron part of his roster?
No.
No.
This one.
So you just adding to.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to describe what this is to you guys, because in the concept of body shaming and me loving women's bodies, whose body is this, T?
Aaron.
Erin.
Yeah, like
so this is
Aaron.
This is a real ass Erin. It's her whole ass. Just so you guys know, who do I have next to me too?
That one, that's before I started naming them. So that's just Art of Seduction.
Okay, so some time ago, I purchased Art of Seduction from T, from her very artistic art store, which will be up on her website pretty soon. And you guys will be able to also check this out. I keep Art of Seduction to my left when I work. I look over to her. It's a whole ass too. There is something about that picture that just keeps me going and it's motivating. It's, again, I see a woman's body as a temple and just so bold and so brave. And I love the Art of Seduction for that. I believe I've posted it on my IG. I might repost it in my story just so you guys could see it again. And then I'm going to post Erin for you guys, because I am hanging this up on my fucking wall somewhere. I got to decide where, but she is fucking beautiful.
Yes.
And she's just adding to my whole vibe for this boudoir shoot. I might just take a picture with Erin at the boudoir shoot. This is what we're going to do. Thank you so much for this. You have no idea how my heart feels right now. Y'all probably think I'm a sick bitch. I'm not. I just happen to really wholeheartedly love the messaging of body sense. Sometimes the body is just so, how do I say this? It's so vocal, and it doesn't even need to speak to you sometimes or at all. Not sometimes. I mean, some of y'all bodies do make noises, but mine don't really need to. Weird ones, but mine don't really need to. Thank you so much. I am so posting this after the episode drops, and you guys are going to be able to see it. Once again, T, thank you again for coming.
No problem.
This has been exciting. Yeah, she's going to come back. This has been another week and another episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk Podcast. I am your host, Miss T, and you guys will tune in next week. Bye. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And we are streaming on all platforms. Check us out on Apple and Spotify. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Now let's talk about it.